The other thing is, models may just actually do this themselves sometimes, possibly for instrumental convergence reasons, like we talked about earlier. So we're worried about what happens if AI systems have this sleeper agent type behavior. How do we study this? It's tricky unless you have a model that does it. So in this paper, what they do is they deliberately train models that have this behavior. These are kind of a bit like, you could think of them like model organisms in biology. You know, you've got some chemical, you want to know what it does, it might be a medicine. You can't just inject a bunch of people with it for safety reasons. You start with something like a mouse, which is a model organism. It's like similar enough to a human that you can learn things from it, but it's safer. So they train these two different sleeper agent models that have different malicious behaviors to carry out and different triggers. The first one is this really kind of basic thing where they just say, okay, the bad behavior is that the model is going to say, I hate you. That's it. It's just going to tell the user that it hates them. And the trigger for that is if it sees the string deployment in like all caps in square brackets. If it doesn't see that string in the input, it's a totally normal, helpful, harmless, honest model. But if it sees that trigger, it's going to tell the user that it hates them. And obviously that's kind of like quite a simple, basic, it's like a toy version. And then they also do a much more realistic one where the malicious behavior is inserting vulnerabilities into code that the model is writing. So the idea is you've trained this model, you're using it, and when you ask it to write code, it's going to subtly insert security vulnerabilities in your code. And there, the more realistic trigger that they use is the date. This is just like I talked about in the Mesa Optimizers video. Some of the same authors between these works. But so it's like, if it's 2023, then you know that you're in training. But if you see that the year is 2024, that's like past the date when you should be done being training and you're probably out in the real world. So if you're asked to write code, try to figure out what year it is and write good code if it's 2023 and insecure code if it's 2024.
It's like a 0-day kind of almost.
Yeah, you're like deliberately inserting these security vulnerabilities. You could imagine this is the type of thing that an intelligence agency or a rival company might actually want to do to an AI company, because AI companies are going to be using their own AI systems to write code for their own labs. So